The next widget is NumberPicker widget. As I told you that in your wristwatches, when you want to change the date or when you want to change the week or month, once you spin your needle, it will be like keep on changing the date. So it is like a rotator. So you can have such kind of a rotator in Android for selecting a number. So that is using a number picker control. So what we will do is I'll just create a number picker so that you will come to know the way how it works. I'll just create a number picker. And I'll create an ID for it. Now what I'll do is I'll create a reference of my number picker. Same using the find view by ID. Then I told you that number picker will be having a range. Like you can specify a range of what is the number you want. Otherwise, it won't display you. So what we will do is I'll set the minimum value first. Programmatically also you can set in the design also you can set. I'll set it as set min value as 0 from starting from 0. Then I'll set number picker dot set max value, which is nothing but 10. So it will show from 0 to 10. So now what we will do is we'll just run the application. So that's all. You have to create a control. You have to set the minimum value and the maximum value. It will be available to you. I'll just run the application. We'll see what happens. So you can see on the left hand here, it started from 0 and ended at 10. On the top, you can see it is nothing but a rotator. What I'll do is I'll just rotate it. You can see now 1 will come on the top. If you rotate from top to bottom, the 10 will come on the position. You can see that it is getting rotated. So you can have something like this. You can come to know what actually, if you want something like number, for example, suppose if you have created a form where in the form you want a date of birth or the age to be like selected, you can use this control, which will be like more attractive to the user to use a spinner to select the number. To get what is the number user has selected, there is a listener called set on value change listener. Number picker dot set on value change listener. So this will give you an overridden method called on value change, and it will give you 3 objects. One is the picker, that is the view. Second one is what was the previous value and what is the new value that you have selected. So what I'll do is I'll just display a toast. Saying, for example, I'll give it as string value, old value. So before that, what I'll do is I'll create a text saying old value colon equals. Then what I'll do is I'll display the new value also, like, sorry, I'll display it in a new line saying new value, and I'll display the new value. And I have to show, and I have to display the duration I'll give it as long. So now I have created a listener. Whenever the user is changing the value, it will display the old value as the new value. So we will see that. So this listener, you can use it in your application when suppose if user is selecting which is not an invalid or a valid one, what is the functionality that you want to execute? You can do it inside this listener. So now what I'll do is I'll bring 10 to the bottom. Now a toast will be displayed. You will be like able to see old value is 0 and new value is 10. What I'll do is now I'll just go to some 5. I'll just rotate it. You'll be like seeing each and every step now. You can see old value 10, new value 0. Now old value 0, new value 1, old value 1 and new value 2. Again, if I go, it will show the next 2, 3. Then it will show 3, 4, then 4, 5. Then it will show 5, 6 because it is rotating. Then it new value is 6. So that's it. So like this, it is getting rotated. So depending upon the rotation, the values will be displayed to you. So this is what about the number picker. Events, if methods like compute scroll, events, if you want to generate some events to it, you can generate the events. See, using the get max value, we set the value. Get value is to get the value what you have selected, or you can use a new or old value from the value change listener. You can also set a color to the selected value that can be set using set solid color. This is to get what is the solid color that has been set already. Then in the expert below the multi-auto complete text view, you can see the number picker. Next is the syntax. In the XML file, what is the syntax that is generated for a number picker that we saw in the code. Suppose if you want to do it from the Java file, create a reference using the find view by ID, then set the min value, set the max value, and you can use the value change listener, which will give you a overridden method called on value change, which will have all the values like picker, old val, and the new value.